Welcome to the Puff and Run podcast show, your number one source for news and information about marijuana and running, the latest updates on the 420 cross-country team, and races around the nation, and behind-the-scene details on the Puff and Run TV web series production schedule. Bringing you all and more, here's your host, the Vegas 420 runner.
Good morning, guys. This is your host, Mr. Run to Improve. Welcome to the first collaboration podcast project with your co-host,
Vegas 420 runner, baby.
Yes, sir. We're here today live. It's Saturday morning, June 17, 2017. We're out here. We're supporting the Vegas 420 runner. We were going to be as a team, but unfortunately a sponsor fell through. But it's all good. Shit happens. We move on to the next. That's how we do. We don't dwell. And that's what we recommend. When things don't open, another window opens or another door will open. So just keep pushing. So what's up, Duval? Or what's up, Vegas 420 runner? We're ready? Good to go, man?
I'm good to go, man. I was out late last night doing some work or whatever. But however, normally I don't get to bed until a few hours before a race, no matter what distance, no matter what time of year, no matter how busy I am. A lot of times I don't actually go to sleep until 2 or 3 the morning before the race. It's just a couple hours. And
so you get the jitters, you get the anxious.
No, it's something like I'm excited and anxious. Like every night before a race, it's somewhat like Christmas morning type of feeling where you're like, ooh. Especially when it's a new course, especially if it's a trail course. I might not get these same feelings for road run, I must admit. But when it's a trail course,
that's how I feel for road run.
A new course, a trail course, especially if it's out of state, stuff like that.
That all makes it interesting, important when you wake up early in the morning. You're ready for the grind. You're thinking, okay, how am I going to attack this? I feel you, man. I feel you. That's crazy. So, what's your plan? What's your plan of action? What are you thinking of doing?
Alright, I'm going to give you the plan of action.
Are you going to do a 5K, 10K, the half? No half, right?
No half. 10 mile, 5 mile, or 5K. Those are the choices. Now, I'm going to give you guys a quick, brief backstory to just put it in perspective so you guys can know why I chose the race I chose. Kind of.
Yeah, because you've done this every year or so.
Yeah, I've done this every year since it came out. This is the 4th year. The Desert Dash has hosted the Bootleg Beatdown. Now, their first year, during the inaugural race, I had signed up for the 10-mile race. I didn't feel like I had trained as much as I wanted to because of the way that the course is described. If you guys go look at the website on desertdash.com, you'll see that it's a very technical course. It's an extreme trail, a technical course. One of the big things that the course is known for is a little path called Ginger. And Ginger's, from what I understand, is one of the most difficult or technical downhill mountain bike paths. And so this is a mountain bike path. When you get on Ginger, it's very difficult. And so what happens is it takes a lot out of people, okay? People train running. For running, a lot of people just train running. So I would say Ginger, if you guys know anything about me, you know I like to make combat sport comparisons. For me, Ginger is like being in the clinch. It takes a lot out of you, and if you haven't practiced a lot of clinch work, then you're going to be more tired. Your punches are going to be weaker than usual. So what I'm saying is that even though this is a 5K, Ginger can take a lot out of you and change your game plan. And if you haven't trained on this trail, then you're not good. You may not be prepared for it, especially if you just run.
Okay. Well, keep that in mind, guys. Ginger ain't no joke. But yeah, so you're gonna.
So basically, here's the plan.
Here we go.
Well, the first year in the inaugural race, I got first place in the 10 mile.
All right, he represented.
So now I didn't want to spill the beans out first. I was going to try to drag the story out. But anyway, long story short, yeah. I went out there. I almost decided not to go because I found a ride on Facebook. And
thank you, Facebook. We made it possible once again for another race. So that means you won the 10K, right?
No.
Or is this the second year?
No. The 10 mile.
Oh, the 10 mile.
Yeah, the 10.
Oh, sorry about guys. 10K is 6 miles, and 10 miler is 10 miles.
Yeah.
So that's plain and simple. So he went above and beyond, and he got first place on that. Damn.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So basically, I was in, just to give you guys a quick little backstory. I was at about mile 3 or 4. I think I was in like 7th place. Around mile 2, actually around mile 2 or 3, I was in 7th place, and I started moving up 6, 5, 4, and then I moved up to 3rd place. And I was like, and normally by this point in the race, I'm a little bit further back from 3rd place. So this is when I started thinking like, wow,
I can do it.
You know what? Yeah, I might really be able to make the podium. And then after the first lap, we make it to the switchbacks. I was in like 2nd or 3rd place. There's a Facebook video on YouTube on the Desert Dash Facebook that shows us coming through the first lap. You go back and look up like August 2015 or whenever it was, August 2014. And so by that time, and I came in strong through that lap when they were recording that video. I was coming in strong. And so
Still had energy.
Yeah, still had energy. Now, once we approach the bottom of the switchbacks, and if you know anything about Bootleg Canyons, it's got these devastating switchbacks.
Those are no joke, guys. I did run that one route up there that does have the switchback, and those things that once it's high vertical, but other than that, it's no joke. My bad. Continue.
Yeah. So once I saw those switchbacks or got near the switchbacks, they were in eyesight. It just took a lot of the wind out of my sails.
Yeah.
So I think I might have been in 2nd place or 3rd place, but anyways, I dropped back to maybe 4th or 5th place, and I was like, oh man, everybody's about to start catching up with me. I was kind of giving up a little bit, and then once we got on the switchbacks, I could see, I had a very clear view of the rest of the field, all the other guys that were out there ahead of me, and I slowly started making a comeback, because on the switchbacks, they can be deceiving. As far as when you see your opponent, are they running, are they walking, and you know, I started adding that into my strategy a little bit. And so slowly but surely, I took over 3rd place, I took over 4th place, and I caught back over 3rd place. And then by the time I got to the top of the switchbacks, I was in 2nd place. And in 1st place, I was just chasing this guy down. He was a little bit out there, and I was like, let me start running now. Chasing this guy down. I caught up with him. Okay, and now and I'm just trailing behind him, just trying to keep up with him, just trailing behind him. In my mind, I went back to high school cross country. I was a freshman, this guy's a senior. You know what I'm saying?
So you're like either shut up or put out.
Yeah, so I'm like, this guy, he was actually like making me rise to the occasion.
Nice.
You know?
So you can you say that he, because of that guy that day, he kind of elevated your running game?
He elevated my running game for sure, because
you had a push to get to him.
And then he just kept, right when I got behind him, he just kept going, and I just couldn't let off. I didn't want to gas myself out, so I just kind of just tried to hang
Coast
with him.
it?
Yeah, I just tried to coast.
Like how far? Like from here for? Keep in mind, guys, we're recording this podcast live in the car as we're going to the event. So would you say a car length distance?
I would say he was.
Or a little in between.
No. I kept him like
Like half?
10 feet.
Less than 10 feet.
Yeah, less than
So
10
right
feet.
where that car is, half of that car.
Yeah, less than 10 feet. I just stayed right behind him.
Okay.
And that was for like, by that point, maybe we were at mile 7, mile 8, maybe we did 1 or 2 miles together. Next thing I know, my Nike app said,
Battery low.
9 miles.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and once I heard that 9 miles, I knew I had 1 mile left.
Oh, that's when you had to go.
And that's when I said, now, so the whole time I'm behind him, I'm thinking like.
So you're behind him for like over 5 minutes?
Yeah, over 5 minutes, like a mile and a half, maybe 2.
Look, me, when I'm chasing somebody, and if I can't catch up, my immediate response is to give up. Like, what was going through your head?
I wasn't trying to pass him at that time.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, just keep this same distance. Just keep this distance. Don't slow down. Stay behind.
So you're not focusing on him, you're just focusing on the pace.
Okay, I'm focusing on the finish.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, alright, just conserve your energy. Because I knew I had gas in the tank. You know the NOS boosts?
Yeah.
The race cars?
Yeah.
So I was waiting. All I had to do was keep up with him. And when the time was right, hit the NOS. but he can have NOS too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just gotta, you know, and he could be waiting.
That would have been a NOS finish.
Right. So like, side note, in the last race I did, Seattle 420 games, I came in second place, even though I kicked myself a little bit when I was down.
No NOS?
Huh?
No NOS?
No, even if I would have boosted my NOS up, I would have caught up to the first place person. And that's when he would have hit his NOS and took off on my ass. You know.
So you didn't want to do that?
So I mean, I could have, but even if I would have caught up with him, that's when he would have turned it up. He wasn't running as hard as the first place guy.
Gotcha.
So that's what I was concerned about. Back to the story. That's what I was concerned. Is this guy just kind of saving up his NOS, saving up his kick for the final finish? I was like, we're gonna have to do this head to head or something. And then my Nike app said 9 miles. I knew I had 1 mile left. So I said, it's now or never, baby. Because the whole time I'm behind her, I'm saying, I might get first. I might actually get first overall. This has never happened to me before in my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is
the
like
first time.
a big day. For me, it's still extremely memorable. You know, that's part of the reason why this is one of my favorite races.
Okay.
And so finally said 9 miles. Boom! I hit the NOS, took off, and I had my headphones on.
What song was playing?
I don't know what song was playing, but I know it was a finishing song because I line my playlist up, start, middle, finish.
Gotcha.
So I know it was the finishing few songs. And so I was going on that mile. I had my headphones on blast, and all I said to myself was, "This guy is going head to head with me." And I didn't look around. I never looked back after it said 9 miles. All I said is, if I look back, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? He's taking me out. If I have to look back, he's gonna take me out. And so I just was going hard and imagining this guy was saying, "There's no way in hell," and he was on my ass the whole time. That's how I imagined it. I never looked to the side or back. I just went hard for that last mile. When I came in to the shoot, I was like, OMG. This was an amazing feeling. And he came in shortly behind me too. And so that was my big debut. Now, fast forwarding to year 2.
Now this is the time where he comes out and represents his first winner, right? So
I tried to defend the course. Okay, so since that was the inaugural race, I set the course record.
Okay.
I set the course record, and that was in 2014. Okay, so now it's 2015. I'm doing the course again. Now in 2014, the course was in June, around my birthday. Okay. Now in 2015, I think they changed it to August. But anyways, so or vice versa, something like that. I got the shirt on right now with the date. Anyways, so the next time I came around, I was like, all right, I got to defend my title. I got to, I got to defend the course record. Of course, I had been running with some trail runners and stuff that was giving me the scoop, letting me know, hey, Duval, we got some out-of-towners coming, and they go hard in the paint, and they're really good.
New challengers. Hey, it's a new way to step up the level once more.
Yeah, exactly. So I had already had the heads up from at least 2 or 3 people that some badasses from out of town. I'm pretty sure it was Arizona. Some badasses from out of town were going to be out there, and I had very little chance against them. But still, at the same time, I was trying to like make it exciting for like the internet and stuff. So I was saying stuff like, I'm gonna defend my title. I'm gonna come out here and I gotta go out here. I gotta defend the course record. Talk like that.
Yeah,
just to make it like
a little talking trash, but
a little exciting for people. And also just to let people know, look, even also like my time as the record holder was on the way out. So this was a way for me to just reiterate that I held the record for the previous year. And just put it on people's mind once again.
Let them know who's there.
Yeah, let them know. So, anyways, we get out there on the course. Now, the first year, I think I finished around 1 hour and 57 minutes. Okay, the first year. Now, the second year, I come out there, and I go hard in the paint. I've been actually trained a lot better for this one because I was really wanting to try to like.
Yeah, you were running out in the middle of the desert, coming back, and so forth. Like you were explaining to us last time.
Exactly.
Nice. So
basically, I ended up in this one. I ended up shaving like 15 minutes off my time.
Nice.
So I finished like an hour 43 or something like that.
Like everybody's wondering, did you represent? Did you get second place?
I can't remember what place I didn't make the podium.
Oh, so he didn't.
So I know I got top 10, right?
Right.
It had to be top 10.
Yeah, no
but
top
I think
20.
it was like 6 or 8 or something.
And so those Arizona people were leading.
So yeah, the Arizona dude, he crushed the record. He finished like an hour 30 something.
Damn.
So it's like damn near 30 minutes from my course record. Got smashed by like 25, 30 minutes or something.
I'm coming for you next year.
You can find all the race results on desert-com. Just go to race results and they have all the bootleg races there and all the other races as well.
Alright.
So now after that, but thankfully the trail runners out here in Vegas, they gave me the heads up. I wasn't too crushed because I knew how the level of competition that was on the course.
Right.
So I do thank my friends for letting me know like some people are coming from out of town, and of course they're real friendly and excited and everything like that, and excited to know that I will have to really work for it if I wanted it. But anyways, fast forwarding from that time.
Third year.
That was the second year. Now we're going to the third. Yes.
Third year, guys.
Yeah, third year. Now, from that time, I took a 15-month hiatus from racing. Okay.
So almost, actually a whole year in a couple months.
Yeah, a whole year and a couple months. I had taken a 15-year hiatus from racing.
15 years there?
I mean, 15 months. 15-month hiatus from racing.
Right.
Okay. Because I was starting to I started as the Vegas 420 runner, and then I was gauging the feedback from the running community. I was gauging the feedback from the cannabis community, and I said, look, if I'm gonna do this as a career, I need to step back and really begin to formulate this. You know how we got the 420 cross country team and the Puppet Run and the web series and the podcast and all that other good stuff. I had to sit back and formulate that before I could step forward. You know what I'm saying? I had already made an introduction. People were a little bit confused with the direction I was going, so I had to kind of put everything in order before I made my official debut or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so I was the 420 runner back then already.
Okay. But it wasn't official yet.
It wasn't official. Okay. And so I was a 420 runner, but people started to know and they were confused. So now, after the 15-month hiatus, I upgraded and became the Vegas 420 runner.
Gotcha.
That was my debut, and now Vegas was on the front of the 420 runner, Vegas 420 runner. And so after the 15-month hiatus, because I was like, you know what? Because the races cost so much, guys. We know how expensive these races are.
Yes, they are, guys.
Now, if you do one every month, you might be able to get away with it. But if you're like me and Sway, and you want to do one every weekend or every other weekend, it could be over $1,000 by the end of the year, especially if you're doing ultra marathons and triathlons. You're looking at a significant amount of money.
And that's just the registration, not including all your equipment you gotta buy, all the gear, the gas, the food.
Yeah, so that's just the registration, thousands of dollars. And so that's when for the 15-month hiatus, I was like, man, I can't be paying for any more races anymore, just because, the level of where I perceive myself to be as far as sponsorship and promotion goes in the cannabis industry and whatnot. And so I took time off. There was a lot of people, a lot of businesses that wanted to pay for my races, but I was at the time needing a little bit more, like shoes and gas money and stuff like that. I needed the sponsors to be able to step up and pay more than just the race, And so I was always declining those offers to pay for just the race, because what would end up happening was I would fall short arriving to the race because it'd be at Lake Mead and I didn't have enough money to I didn't have a ride, and people didn't want to give me a ride because they thought I was going to sneak weed in their car and stuff like that.
I can imagine even for me, not having a car at the moment, it sometimes gets hard. I try to get as best as I can with the buses, but then there's sections that it just doesn't make it. They don't go there. You gotta walk miles. You gotta run miles at times. Just like we had to run to the event before the run, just to run.
Yeah.
But we do it because we love it.
And so if the sponsors weren't going to be able to step up and help me with more than just the entry fee, I wasn't willing to run that distance for them and go spend all that time and everything like that. So I took the time off from racing. But once Bootleg Beatdown came around, once again, and it's my favorite race, I said, you know what? I gotta, it's my favorite race. I gotta do this. So I reached out to Green Life Productions. They had always been, reaching out to me, talking about sponsoring me. I reached out to Green Life Productions. Steve Cantwell, former UFC MMA fighter. You guys know I'm a hardcore MMA and combat sport fan.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to Steve Cantwell, and they were down. I told him how much the race cost, and all he said was, "What else do you need?"
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
And by this time, guys, I've now known the 420 runner about a year now, and I was out there with him. I took photos of him running down the switchbacks, going through the course.
Wait.
There's just another.
Yeah, that's the third year. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're exactly right.
This is where he pukes too.
Yeah.
Because
I only puke.
At the end,
I only
gave it his
puke.
all. I got him racing down,
I only
chasing
puke
down something.
on the Run to Improve YouTube channel. You will not find that clip on the 420 Runner YouTube channel.
So if you want to check that video out, check the YouTube Run to Improve 702 YouTube desktop. And you'll see him right there. He's coming through. He's chasing this guy down.
Oh, wait. Don't tell the end yet because I'm trying to. Yeah.
I'll leave it in that.
Yeah, don't put the spoiler alert. And so anyways, now we're here at this race, and you come out there with me. It's year 3. I hadn't really been training that much, but what was the deciding factor is some of the trail runners out here, they decided to host a preview of the course.
Okay.
So we went out the week before to run the 5-mile course. And when I ran that course, I made a little video. You can find the video on my Facebook and probably on YouTube. And when we ran the course, I said, you know what? I love this course. I'm in love with this race. I got to do this. I just got to do this. And so, but when I ran the 5-mile course, I did find a little twinge in my calf and in my shin. And it was less than 5 miles, and that never happens to me. So that's when I was like, I'm definitely not ready for the 10 miles. So I'm going to drop down for the first time and do the 5 mile.
Okay.
And so, now I'm doing the 5 mile. You're out there. Oh, Green Light Productions, they're sponsoring me. We all get out there on the course. And so basically it's one lap, no switchbacks this time. And so I chase the guys down. We all get off to a good start. I'm chasing those guys down. And they're all ahead of me. And we got some good guys on the course this year, some fast guys, And not to mention I hadn't really been training up to par for...
Yeah, and you've been off for a whole year on top of that, right?
Yeah.
Man, talk about fresh legs. You had a pair of brand new legs, basically.
Yeah. Well, I took a hiatus from racing. Yeah.
But you were still running?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Because I wasn't racing, I wasn't as motivated to run as much as normally, you know what I mean?
No, I feel
Well, I would go on runs every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the car out of the garage, you know what I mean?
Test drive it for a little.
You got to keep it, start the engine up.
You gotta let the juices flow through the engine.
Exactly. So anyways, now we're back out here. Fast forward through all the stuff. If you want to know all the details,
check the YouTube out,
we got 2 very good videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just put Vegas 420 Runner or Run to Improve, and you'll find it. But
great videos, guys. Check it out.
So anyways, now fast forwarding to the finish. At the finish now, I'm coming up on the finish line less than a mile away, and I lost track of what place I am. In my mind at the time, I'm in 3rd place. In my mind at the time, I'm in 4th place. Okay, I'm in 4th place. And so that means I'm chasing down this guy in 3rd, and if I catch him, I can take the podium. That's what I think in my mind, because the pack got spread out so thin early on, and I didn't pay attention or whatever. And so I didn't know exactly where I was at. You know what I mean? I knew I was in the top 5, basically. Top 6. But I didn't know exactly where I was at. And so, as we begin to approach the finish line, quarter mile out, half mile out or something, I get eyes on the guy in front of me, and I start chasing them down and stuff. Now, in my mind, I got you at the finish line filming.
Right.
I had another homie out there, Brendan, Vegas Bluntman Jr.
Where's Brandon? Hashtag.
Bluntman Jr. He was out there with his camera, so I figured he was filming. And then I had told my sponsor, Life Production, I told them approximately what time I had planned to be at the finish line and finish the race.
Right.
So I thought they may perhaps be there at the finish line.
Right.
So I got my two homies videotaping. I got my sponsor there. In my mind, that's what I imagined it to be like. And so now I'm like, I really got to show out. And not to mention, if my sponsor, especially if my sponsor's there, I want to make the podium.
Exactly.
I want to show them that, you know,
represent.
Yeah, they should want to sponsor me again and stuff like that, because I'm a badass and stuff. Look at me on the podium. That's
and
what
guess what? It did happen.
So, spoiler alert, and that's not exactly, not this race, but anyways, I'll get to that.
But at another race.
Right. So, actually, exactly. The podium is what I always chase. The podium is what I'm chasing. The podium today. Fast forward, we'll get to it. I didn't make the podium last year in the 5-mile race. I didn't make the podium, but I came in fourth. The guy beat him down at the end. I beat him at the end. You guys can go back and watch the photo finish. You know what I'm saying? I beat him by a nose, literally. I barely beat this guy. You know what I'm saying? And but it's on video. We had a neck and neck race, and it's on YouTube if you want to see it. Anyways, now we're about to pull into Bootleg Canyon. So this year I decided to try something new. Initially we had planned to have 3 other team members out: Kubaka_XR, Matthias 585, and Mr. Run to Improve. They're all going to be joining me. This was the original plan. We had one sponsor lined up. We had some other things going where it looked like we could be able to pull this off. Last minute, the sponsor wasn't able to come through for this particular race. But the beauty of it is this. And again, this is the other thing. Part of the reason why my teammate run it, I want to take most of the blame for that, because I didn't really get these requests out until Monday because I had been so busy with these other things in my life. And once again, this is the thing, the short notice. A lot of times, these people might have to take this back to their higher ups. They might have to take this back to a decision maker. There might have to be like a little meeting or a vote deciding if they want to put their logo on a shirt and have people out here running and have a conversation about this. And so when you give them less than a week, a lot of times that's just not enough for them to come up with it. So again, a lot of this falls on my shoulders because I really didn't give our potential sponsors enough notice. However, when I sent out this request, I put in our other races this year for this summer, which is July 7th and 8th. We have the
3 Degrees of Hell, baby.
Yeah, Triple Dare, 3 Degrees of Hell, and then so that covers Triple Dare racing. And then in August we have the ET Full Moon Run that covers Calico racing. Boom. And so those are my 3 favorite racing organizations here in Nevada: Desert Dash, Triple Dare, and Calico. And so, anyways, I put those races on the request also to let them know what we got coming up for the future. So we already have 2 sponsors for the Triple Dare, 3 Degrees of Hell.
Nice.
So even though some of them weren't able to do it this time, they said, hey, you know what? We want to do it next time. So some good did come out of it. But anyhow, I was able to get sponsored by one of the most loveliest women in the world. Just my heart is just with her forever. And I want to give an extra special thank you and a real big shout out to my mother. Okay, my mom, she saw my post on Facebook requesting sponsors, so she decided she would cover the cost of my entry. So
thank you, Mom.
I'm doing my favorite race for the 4th year.
5th.
No, because I did the 10 mile twice, and then you were at the 3rd one, the 5 mile, and then this is the 5K.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, the 4th one. So initially the team was gonna do the 5K, and then I was gonna do the 5 mile and just try to meet him at the finish line around the same time. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna do the 5K with the team. You know what I'm saying? And then as the team kind of fell back from the opportunity, that's when I said, you know what? I'm gonna do the 5K for the team. You know? And I didn't tell you guys this last year. At the end of the 5 mile last year, I did say I want to do the 5K. I never want to do 5K, so I'm not really sure what made me say that. But yeah, I did say I want to do the 5K, and then when I thought the whole team was going to do it, I set out in my mind I'm going to do it with the team. And then when the team, the opportunity fell out for the team, I said, you know what? I said, we still live?
Yeah, we still live.
I said, you know what? I'm going to do the 5K for the team. That's what I said. So here we are. We're pulling up right now to beautiful Bootleg Canyon in Boulder City, Nevada. And we're here for the Desert Dash Bootleg Beatdown. I'm going to do the 5K for the very first time. I saw that the winning time last year, just to let you guys know what kind of race this is. Let me see if I can. Just to let you guys know what kind of race this is. The first place, if I'm not mistaken, the first place finisher for last year came in at about 43 minutes. Now don't quote me on that. Go to desertdash.com and look at the race results. So this is a 5K, so I want you to just let that sink in so you can get an idea of the level of difficulty of this 5K. If first place overall gets a 43-minute finish, approximately.
So he's looking at 40 minutes to finish, right?
Yeah, so I'm looking at, I want to...
40.
Okay, when we get... See, I don't get internet out here, but I was about to say, let me look up the course record. You know, but let me not get ahead of myself. Look, I'm just trying to make the podium, you know. Let me just try to make the podium. But yeah, definitely I want to get 45 minutes, 43 minutes is what I'm thinking. But regardless, I want to make the podium. And I just really can't see me finishing in longer than 45 minutes. I just don't see that happening. But anything is possible, again, in the running game, you know. Anything is possible. We're out here on some trails. It's very technical, very extreme, very dangerous. No beginners allowed. Kids don't try this at home. It's going to be very intense out there, and there's safety warnings and stuff, so it's real.
Now we're coming along some bikers, guys, as they're doing the thing. They're also training. People come out here not only for this trail, but they come out here towards this area to train for the cycling, because there's a lot of flat straightaways where they can just pedal their little hearts away as they get ready for their triathlons, which hopefully this year I myself will try to do. I know the 420 runner is going to try to do one again.
And we're both members of the Las Vegas Triathlon Club.
Las Vegas Triathlon Club. Sorry that I haven't been to the meetings, but I'll be there soon. You'll know who I am soon enough. But yeah, guys, we're here and we're at Canyon Road, going towards the parking spots. But yeah, guys, we're going to take a brief break. We've been talking for about 35 minutes, so it's been a good conversation on our way to the Bootleg Beatdown. So yeah, anything else, Duval?
Yeah, I just want to give a salute to Desert Dash, hashtag Desert Dash, desertdash.com. Check them out. You know, one of my favorite racing organizations here in Southern Nevada. For all you listeners listening from other states, whenever you come to Las Vegas, make sure you check out the desertdash.com and plan your trip around one of their upcoming races.
So there you go, desertdash.com.
And I also want to give a big shout out to Life Productions. Although we weren't able to do a collaboration this year, this is the 1 year anniversary of them sponsoring me. This is a historical day, a historical race. 1 year ago today, the very first ever runner was sponsored by a cannabis business here in Nevada, and since then we've started a team where more runners are even getting sponsored. And once recreational marijuana comes to Nevada, I anticipate a need for more runners that want to run these races free of charge by way of cannabis sponsor. So guys, if you want to run races for free, go to 420crosscountry.org and find out how you can be a team member.